The sirens had been silent for 3 years, not because the danger was gone, but because no one was left to listen. Commander Elias Ward stood at the edge of Bunker 12's blast door, helmet tucked under his arm, fingers resting against cold alloy scored by fire and claws. The door was older than most of the people still alive. Pre-contact construction, pre-war optimism, back when humanity believed concrete and steel could protect them from the stars. Behind him, the retrieval team waited in an uneasy quiet. Dr. Mara Kellis adjusted her scanner, its screen flickering with half-corrupted readouts. Lieutenant Chen checked his rifle again, even though everyone knew weapons were useless down here. Sergeant Rook leaned against the wall, arms crossed, pretending not to be afraid. No one spoke. They were all thinking the same thing. There shouldn't be anything alive inside. Bunker 12 had gone dark during the fall of Orpheus Station. That was the day the sky burned and the alien fleets finally stopped pretending they wanted peace. Entire continents vanished in plasma storms. Cities became glassed scars. Humanity retreated underground like wounded animals. Most bunkers had been opened already. Most had been empty, or worse. Ward broke the silence. Power readings? Dr. Kellis swallowed. Minimal, emergency cells only. Life support has been offline for at least 2 years. Chen frowned. Then why are we here? Kellis hesitated. Because, she said quietly, the motion sensors inside activated yesterday. That got everyone's attention. Ward turned back to the door. Stenciled across its surface, barely visible beneath scorch marks, were faded words. Children's Shelter, Section C. The bunker had been designated as a civilian refuge during the early days of the war. Families, evacuees, non-combatants. And according to every record they had, it had fallen during the first alien ground assault. No survivors locked, no evacuation, just silence. Ward exhaled slowly. All right, standard protocol. Door opens halfway, drones first. Rook snorted. If anything in there's alive, it's not human. No one argued. The door mechanisms groaned as ancient hydraulics awakened. Dust fell in sheets, metal screamed in protest. When the door cracked open, the smell hit them first. Not rot, not decay, something warmer, earthier, like fur and soil and life. Ward raised a hand. Hold. The opening widened to a meter, darkness beyond. Then, movement. Chen's rifle snapped up instinctively. A shape darted across the floor, low and fast. Contact, Chen shouted, but Ward saw it clearly in the floodlights. Small, too small. Not a soldier, not a hunter. A cub. Then another. Then 5 more. They tumbled into the light, blinking, fur matted, eyes reflecting gold and violet hues. They were no larger than dogs. Their bodies were compact, powerful even at that age, with clawed paws and short, blunt muzzles. Alien cubs. Alive. Ward felt his blood run cold. They're children, Kellis whispered. The cubs huddled together, chirping softly, their bodies pressed close in instinctive fear. They looked thin but not starving, scarred but not broken. And behind them, something moved in the darkness. A shadow rose, massive and slow. Rook cursed under his breath. Oh no. The shape stepped forward, into the light. It was an adult, dead. Or what remained of one. An alien warrior lay slumped against the far wall, armored plates cracked open, blackened from old burns. Its chest cavity was torn apart, not by weapons, but by something else. Its skull rested against the concrete, mandibles slack. It had died protecting the cubs. Silence filled the bunker. Ward lowered his weapon. What happened here? He said hoarsely. They entered slowly. No one fired. The cubs retreated deeper into the bunker, but they didn't attack. They watched, studied, remembered. The interior was worse than Ward expected. Human skeletons lay where they had fallen, some clutching each other, others barricaded behind overturned tables and shattered doors. Evidence of a last stand, desperate and futile. Alien bodies were scattered among them. Dozens, clawed limbs torn apart, armor crushed inward, weapons snapped like toys. This had not been a massacre. It had been a battle, and humanity had lost. Kellis knelt beside one skeleton, brushing dust away from a cracked datapad. Its screen flickered to life with corrupted logs. "I'm getting fragments, audio, visual," she said. Ward nodded. "Play it." Static hissed. Then a voice, a woman's voice, calm, steady. "This is Dr. Anya Reyes, civilian medical officer, Bunker 12. If anyone finds this..." The log cut out. Another clip started. "We couldn't evacuate. The doors sealed automatically when the orbital bombardment began. There were children here, human children." A pause. "The aliens breached the upper levels. We tried to negotiate. They didn't listen." The video shifted to chaos, screams, explosions, shaking walls. Then a roar. Not of rage, of command. The image blurred, but an alien figure stepped between the attackers and a group of humans. Ward leaned closer. The alien raised its weapon, then lowered it. Another voice entered the recording, deeper, resonant, translated imperfectly by the pad. "Leave them. The small ones are not prey." The attackers hesitated, then attacked anyway. The footage cut. Ward felt a chill crawl down his spine. "That adult," Kellis said slowly, glancing at the corpse in the corner. "They didn't fight for the attack." "They fought against it," muttered Rook. More logs played. Days passed in seconds, humans and aliens sheltering together, sharing food, treating wounds. Then the worst log. "The oxygen recyclers are failing. We won't last much longer. The children..." She stopped. Her eyes shifted off camera. "They've chosen." The log ended. Ward turned toward the cubs. They were watching him again. Not with fear, with recognition. The cubs followed them. Not closely, but they didn't flee. Every step deeper into the bunker revealed more signs of cooperation. Shared sleeping areas, human blankets torn and repurposed for alien bodies, scratches on walls marking growth stages. "They were raised here," Kellis said. "Partially, at least." Ward clenched his jaw. "By humans." "And by that adult," Chen added quietly. The central chamber told the rest of the story. At its center was a memorial, human and alien symbols carved side by side into concrete. Beneath it lay dozens of human skeletons arranged carefully, as if placed with reverence. "They knew they were dying," Kellis whispered, "and instead of trying to escape, they prepared. Prepared the cubs, taught them, fed them, protected them." Ward stared at the memorial. HFY. Humanity. F yeah. Not because they conquered, but because they chose mercy. The cubs suddenly chirped louder. The ground vibrated. Ward felt it before he heard it. Distant footsteps. Heavy. Dozens. Rook's eyes widened. "Commander, we're not alone." Motion alarms screamed. Ward's comm crackled. "Surface command to Team 12. Multiple contacts inbound. Alien signatures. Large force." Chen swore. "They tracked us." The cubs backed away, forming a tight circle. One stepped forward, the smallest. It raised its head and let out a sound. Not a cry, a signal. The bunker walls shook. From hidden passages, shapes emerged. Not cubs, adults. Dozens of them, fully grown, armored, alive. Ward's breath caught. "They survived," breathed Kellis. "They grew up here." The adults moved with discipline, formation, purpose. They didn't attack the humans. They positioned themselves between the team and the incoming enemy force. One stepped forward. Its eyes locked onto Ward. And it spoke. The translator rendered, "You opened the door. We feared you would not." Ward lowered his weapon. "What happened next terrified everyone," he said softly. The alien tilted its head. "What happened next saved your species." The enemy arrived within minutes, a full strike pack. They expected an empty bunker. They found an army. The battle was brutal, short, decisive. The bunker-born aliens fought with ferocity tempered with restraint. They protected the humans instinctively, forming living shields, counterattacking with precision learned in cramped corridors. Ward watched a centuries of hatred collapse in gunfire and blood. When it was over, the floor was littered with enemy bodies. The cubs emerged last. They walked among the fallen.